Good evening, everybody. Wednesday, we're back from our week hiatus. You might notice, maybe you don't, but I hear it. My voice has changed a little. I have braces now, so I will be talking slightly differently for a while. So bear with me. So not last week, but the week before that, when we were playing, we were in the middle of a pitched combat, which came to a close by the end of the session. Kay, why don't you tell us a bit about that?
Sure thing. Let me get my notes actually out. All right. So we showed up at the point. Wow. I practiced this before stream, everyone.
Yeah, I mean, you said you were
It
going to
was
keep
great.
it. You said you were going to keep it really vague. So there you
Yeah,
go. The point.
We showed up at the rendezvous point. We fought. We didn't die. Titan almost died. We found out that the tank had a lot of surprises. Roz can use Earth Rumble, which is phenomenal. And we kept one person alive. And the collars are probably disarmed. At least the elemental part is disarmed to the best of our ability. Because Infern helped us with that. Yeah. And now we need to figure out how to get inside.
Okay. Does anybody have anything else they'd like to add?
I mean, just from a character perspective, Lilith and Audie still haven't killed anyone.
Audie did.
Did I or did Lilith?
Audie shot a crossbow bolt. Yeah.
Oh right, yeah. Yeah, she was a little upset about that.
Then never mind. Audie got her first kill. Lilith is still killless. She did knock a guy out. She's been useful in battle. It's just an interesting character note.
Yep. Yep, and I'm sure we'll explore those feelings, because Audie's got feelings. We're going to continue being vague, everyone.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Correction. She has feelings other than, this is great. Everything's fine.
I guess we'll see, won't we? Okay. Well then, succinct, to the point. We will then begin where we left off, which was the combat has come to a close. The automatons protecting the transport vehicle have all been destroyed, and the 3 pilots that were operating the transport vehicle have either been killed or subdued. Currently, there are no active threats hereabouts. The tank, its cockpit where the pilots were, has been damaged. The dome that was protecting them cracked and revealing the internal part of the cockpit. But the rest of the tank, for the most part, is in relatively good shape. You have several automatons strewn about, broken and damaged in various ways. And fortunately, everybody that came and started the fight has also finished it unharmed. So, most of you are on top of the transport, having just quite literally finished the last blows here. Now is your chance to take the first steps into cracking this egg. So, I'm going to leave it to y'all. What do you want to start with?
I suppose if it looks like there's no threats, Audie is probably going to scramble down and join everyone. Unless anyone with better tactical sense than her sees an issue with that.
No objections from me. Nope.
I see no immediate issue, and Titan would be distracted anyways, so
all right.
Free to do as you please.
Yeah.
I need to figure out how to take off this prone token.
if you open up a little token fly window, the glowy man icon. It's in there.
There it is.
Or whenever you click a token and you have an effect active on your token, it'll be a little highlighted square in the top right corner, right next to the menu on the right side that you can also then right click and remove.
Oh,
Yeah.
Fascinating. We're learning.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so how do we get the prisoners out? Well, it's gonna start looking around.
Maybe on the control panel there.
I can help you out with that. Just a sec. I'm gonna start. Roz's gonna climb up onto the tank and start pulling the bodies of the engineers out and just dumping them off the side of the tank.
Sure.
Start stripping their armor. You said they had breastplates, right?
Yeah, they're wearing gnomish breastplates.
Those are valuable. I will take them.
Okay. You're basically just gonna strip their kit.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Lilith will leave looking at the cockpit to people that are more experienced with tech stuff, and she's going to climb down and start kind of investigating the side, see if there's a hatch, some place that, looks like it would open up.
Okay, fair.
Audie's going to take the other end, probably.
Okay. If you're trying to find a physical way in, an obviously discernible entrance of some kind, you can make an investigation check. For those of you that want to look into the cockpit to try to understand the layout, the mechanisms, the levers, and how this thing functions, so you might be able to better manipulate it to help find a way in, you can either make a Tinker's Tools check, investigation check, or an Arcana check.
Oh boy.
Do an Arcana check.
Not so great on Lilith's investigation, only a 12.
Audie has a 24.
Wow.
Investigation, because it's outside.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
22 Arcana check for Titan in the cockpit.
Okay.
With the candlestick.
Let's start with the people investigating the outside real quick. Lilith, with your 12, you're able to discern 3 different locations that enter into the transport tank, but you have no idea how to operate them or open them. There are the round deployable tubes that fired out the bug drones, along with the side panel flaps that opened up and deployed the night drones. They're both located on the sides of the tank, just above the treads. But they are very sturdy and flush to the transport itself. You wouldn't, other than brute force, really understand a way to open it. And a cursory look around, the front and back of the tank has deployable ramps where the gates will fold down to create a ramp. But the outside, again, has no obvious means of opening it up. Audie, so you get everything that Lilith has seen. Except there's a detail that you do see that Lilith doesn't, which is on the front and back openings, that the ramps that fold down. You can see that there are indents on the right sides of them, on the front and back respectively, where you think when you look a little closer at it, there is an insert of some kind. So you believe if a particular person, aka a gnomish soldier, for instance, had a particular, either, you're not sure exactly what it is, other than it's got a hexagonal end to it, but you're not sure what to call it. A key is probably the simplest term for it. That is essentially the way to access it and deploy the ramp without being in the pilot's cockpit.
Well, considering bodies were unceremoniously dumped, that's where Audie's going to go next, but... carry on with the other checks.
Okay. Roz, likewise, do me a favor and just make an investigation check too for the bodies.
Oh, sure.
As for the other two up top, Corona, this is a very complex contraption, quite literally with a lot of knobs and levers and wheels that just at a glance you can make no heads or tails of any of it.
Yeah, no, that checks out. She got land vehicle proficiency, but that would only add like 2 if it even applied. So yeah.
No, it's complicated and of a nature you've never experienced before, really.
Gnomish.
Yes. Titan, with your background of tinkering and item creation and study, and particularly a lot of influence from Mythlight, where you've seen and experienced many other very intelligent creators, inventors, and magic scientists do their jobs. When you glance into the cockpit, it is kind of just this, it's a circular cockpit where you can tell there are 3 seats in the middle, and all around it are these raised interfaces. And it is just a massive chaos. Like I said, there are levers and knobs and buttons and gauges and readouts and all kinds of things that to an untrained eye, unsurprisingly, would not understand what's going on here. But due to your experience, you understand that gnomes, while sometimes eccentric, do everything for a reason. So looking at it, you can tell that each of the pilots are kind of responsible for a different aspect of the transport vehicle. As such, you can tell that there are some redundancies, such as at any given point in time, any of the pilots could steer or drive the transport from their station. But each subsequent station then had a specific job. You can tell based off of the various parts of the controls that are present that you can identify one was responsible for controlling, aiming, and firing the 4 cannons. One was responsible for power management and the shield. And another whose station is a bit more complex with a lot of smaller, tiny like levers in their own rows of like a switchboard almost. You would suspect controls all the finer machined parts of the transport itself, including deploying the drones, the number of drones, the hatches they come from, along with exhaust, the treads, and any other moving parts of the transport itself.
Right.
So in terms of trying to find your way in, you definitely know the right seat you need to go to. It would only be a matter of time for you to perhaps experiment with some of them to figure out what is the right one you need. However, it is important to note you can do this, and it might only take you a minute or two to properly figure it out without too much risk to yourself or anybody else. However, there is a specific they make use of a lot of carved gemstones. Particularly, it looks like a lot of quartz because they tend to be colored by an arcane light underneath. There is one, it's flat and cylindrical, and it is just strobing red, slowing consistently.
Strobing red only ever means good things, right? So,
Of course.
Titan will take note of it, communicate it to Sergeant Riot. You got anybody gnomish experts here? I assume Private Evening Glow knows a thing or two.
Yeah, he's the one you want to talk to. And you kind of say that, and you just hear him, hang on, I'm almost up. And you see him like struggling to clamber up onto the vehicle. But
I mean,
he gets up there with
give
time.
him a hand.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's made even worse because he has an enormous pack that's roughly his size.
Huh.
So it's just, yeah, it's a mess. He's sweating and panting. He's thank you. All right, I think now we can try to look at things a little closer. And he will sling off his pack and his big crossbow, and he'll swing himself into the the cockpit.
Speed along, Titan. I'll give him the quick breakdown like you gave me.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, he looks at it. You see him hop in one of the seats, specifically the one that's of relevant interest to everybody here. And you see him kind of turn and spin it and rotate, and he runs his fingers over a bunch of gauges and dials and readouts. And he makes the check. I was going to roll it at advantage, but he did roll a natural 20 on the first roll, so there's no need. So he goes through this fairly thorough investigation with your oversight, Titan, and he just sort of stops and he goes, "It's this one," and he pulls down one of the levers. In the rear hatch, you will hear hiss, and then slowly begin chugging its way down to lower. Before we get too far, Roz, I did ask you for a check. What is? Do you have that for me?
3.
3. Good. You find all the things you were expecting to find.
Guns, bullets, and armor. That's all I was looking for.
Lilith will make her way around because I assume we all heard that.
Yeah, it is loud and obvious, with a very clear chugga 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 as it fully deploys itself. The interior of the transport is fairly minimal. Along its interior walls, there are a row of bench seats on either side, with all of them currently filled with various peoples, and they are currently strapped in. Imagine the security harnesses that you put on when you get onto a roller coaster. They're all kind of currently strapped in, and even if they wanted to, they probably couldn't get up and leave. However, it's also worth mentioning that in the center, directly below where the cockpit is, there is a single cylindrical glass tube that is affixed in the middle, and there's a person floating in a suspended type of animation, just there, curled up. They have very sharp features that kind of taper off in the kind of almost like, sounds weird, whimsical edges. They have draconic features, but not so fully like Titans or Inferns. They appear to be a half-breed of some kind. We all good down there? Can I get out of this? It's kind of gross in here.
Hatch is open.
Okay.
You might want to see this.
What do you make of the glowing gem?
Well, red doesn't usually mean good. If I suspect anything, it's probably them relaying a distress signal of some kind. That's
Then
probably...
we better hurry up.
Yeah, that's probably the safest guess. For what it's worth, we do know that the nearest camp is about a day's trip from here. So at the very least, depending upon weather between here and there, we have at least a couple of hours to safely evacuate everybody. Which, by the way, are they secured or locked in place somehow?
Yeah.
Okay, hang on. And he just reaches forward and just pulls another lever, and you will hear multiple hisses across the some 30-odd people here as you watch the harnesses rise up over their heads. And they really don't wait. They immediately begin kind of scrambling out. But versus perhaps in any kind of hurry or frenzy, you can tell that these are people who are ragged and worn and some hurt and most of them poorly fed. And they just do not have the energy to rush to their freedom. So instead, they slowly limp out, some helping carry others.
Would we make it a 1-inch tube?
I have no idea.
Corona's gonna step in at this point to kind of help uh the ones that need the most help. It looks like. Um, and if she needs to, if they look like they're still kind of scrambling around, like not wanting to listen to uh us for whatever reason,
Mm-hmm.
I think this is like the perfect time for her to potentially use her RP hero point ability, maybe. If it
Well,
comes down to it.
yeah, like I said, their general vibe is they're exhausted. But they clearly aren't taking you as a threat, if only because they see their current circumstances and the fact that those who have captured them have been defeated by you. And therefore, at the very least, if it is trading hands to another non-friendly faction, it is at least not where they currently are.
Yeah.
That being said, Corona,
Yes.
since you have the highest passive perception in the group, as these, like I said, there's just under 30 people total. As they're kind of filing out, you do recognize one of them as they are offering a hand to another prisoner, helping them out of their seat and walk down an older man that they're helping. A sky blue and pink Doreen, one of the people that you actually, I don't know if you last saw them. I believe it was Lilith and Audie who did. But a member of the town whose name was Warmth During Rain. A Doreen who was responsible for the roof care of everyone in the village.
Okay. Definitely someone important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. That's gonna bring a big sigh of relief for her, seeing that there's at least someone that's familiar there in the crowd. She won't pick favorites necessarily, but she'll definitely get a little bit closer just to like, if nothing else, to give them that sense of security that like, hey, not only are do you have a rescue here, but it's someone that maybe if they recognize her.
Right. For anyone curious about any peoples in this group that you might recognize, you can make a perception check.
Absolutely.
Certainly will be.
I know we're looking for
Ooh.
someone in particular, so I'll also make one.
These
Sure.
aren't real people. They're all gnomes in disguise.
Oh, there we go.
You said perception?
Perception.
18.
Good.
Total of 3 for natural one.
Oh,
Roz, as usual, sees nothing. She gets a 6.
Yeah, I mean, you're really interested in looting those gnomes, those bastards.
Those breastplates are great.
They are nice.
Titan, seeing other people helping the prisoners, is actually focused on going and trying to collect some cores, so he's not paying attention.
Okay, we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah, that's fine. I just was letting you know he's not making a check.
Okay, well, out of the 4 who made it, 2 have very good rolls. Corona, you're kind of just watching everybody, helping the occasional person who is limping or even just having a hard time walking down the ramp. The remaining members of White Cross Company that are down here, Zephyr and Riot, are helping people off to the side, having them settle down for a moment. And Zephyr begins tending to any wounds or hurt or infirm to the best of her abilities. And it is as the last handful of people are coming out, you only recognize Warmth During Rain in terms of somebody being from Greenwood. But it is in the last 2 people you see that there is a younger human, somebody who you don't recognize, but like a late teenager. You know, tousled black hair, bronze skin, like someone who's worked on a farm, is helping with an arm underneath someone else's carry out a face who you do know. And it is shortly after you recognize who that is that the time subsequently shifts over for Audie for you to also recognize your oldest brother.
Nice.
Not your oldest brother, Alidade. It's Alidade.
I was gonna say the oldest one
Sorry.
in town.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Audie would kind of forget where she is and what she's doing, and not so hard that she'll push people down, but she'll absolutely be like shoving past people to get to him as soon as she can.
When you close the distance, Audie, it is when you finally realize, kind of right when you get up into that moment, that arm's length difference, probably a poor choice of words as you're about to find out, he does only have one arm remaining. The one that is currently being helped up with. The other one is wrapped in bandages. And it was severed at the shoulder.
Yeah, and I think she'll ignore it for the time being and kind of, as if the arm was there, still kind of like come to the side of him, maybe like grab the back of his pants or something like that to kind of help him along. Easy there, Alidade. Gonna take you home. Well, not home, but you know, take you to family.
Melody.
I still got your wits about you then.
Are you sure I'm not dreaming?
No. Definitely not. I think right now it'd still be a nightmare.
I have a lot of questions as to why you're here right now. Oh, and he stops just enough. You can tell how labor intensive it is just for him to raise his head up, for him to catch a glimpse of Corona and Lilith, and then eventually Roz and Titan, who's off to the side. Oh, good. Family. And it's long enough for him to acknowledge that between you and the farm boy who's propping him up, he passes out. Becomes dead weight in both of your arms.
And she'll again try and shoulder some of the weight that she can and flash a grin. She'll be like, I'm his sister, Odie. We'll make acquaintance when we're back at camp and not here.
Yeah, that's fine. Thanks for the help. Your brother's a bit heavy.
If you'd like
So-
a load off, I can take your place.
If you're offering, thanks.
No worries.
And he does a bit of a clunky exchange with you because again, dead weight is dead weight. But
Yep.
when you do, he only gets just at the bottom of the ramp and just kind of like collapses onto his butt.
Does Alidade's shoulder seem mended, or like is it a fresh wound that needs to be tended to?
It is definitely not healed. The
But
bandages,
it's not bleeding out.
The bandages have stains that are clear indications that he hasn't been tended to perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it isn't just sopping wet in blood either.
Okay. Don't need to scream for a medic.
No. Well, I mean, he definitely should see Titan. He should definitely see Titan sooner rather than later, probably.
Yeah.
But you don't know for certain. Speaking of which, well, actually, getting here myself. Roz, just real quick inventory for you. Amongst so did you toss over all three or just two of them? Because one of them was still alive.
Might be a little gentler with the one who's still alive, but I'm taking his stuff anyway.
Sure. Okay. Well, stock standard across the three. You get I'll make a loot sheet for you to reference
Appreciate that.
probably over the break. But you're going to get three gnomish pistols, 3 gnomish breastplates, along with a potion belt, which comes equipped with 1 level 1 healing potion, and a vial of alchemist fire each.
All right.
And you would have found them. It's whether or not Roz is interested. Their service tags.
Oh, cool. Trophies.
Yeah, just in case you were curious. Okay. Titan. Where do you want to start with your core recovery?
Probably over here, looking at the knights. And then he'll move to the smaller bug guys. I can't remember what they were called.
Just bugs.
Bugs.
Yep.
And then he'll move on to the bugs. Just getting the bigger, higher priority cores first, and then getting the little ones.
Okay. To extract a core, you need to either make a Tinker's Tools check or an Arcana check to remove it.
Here we go.
Would I be able to aid type?
Depends on what check he's making and if you share a proficiency with him.
Titan is making an Arcana check.
Then I can aid. Lilith will do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, then you can make an added advantage.
Then it will be a 25.
Okay. You're able to freely remove one of the power cores from one of the night drones. You realize something in the extraction process. Because of the throwdown kind of fight that was had with them, the core was partially damaged, so it has lost some of its charge. So the grade, which could have been higher, is lowered by 1 rank. You acquire a grade E power core.
Okay.
If you just want to go through the process of harvesting all of these, we can
Yep.
we can knock that out real quick. There were 4 knights. You can make 4 checks. For the record, harvesting each core is about 10 minutes of time. From the knights specifically.
I mean, he's gonna do it unless people are calling him over for medical care. A modified 20. An 8. I'm making 5 checks, right?
4.
4
well,
checks.
no. So you've already. So you got the first one that where I told you about the damage. So you rolled that one. A modified 20, an 8.
Modified 20, an 8.
And then
That's 3
one
of my
more.
5 checks, yeah? 1 more.
3 or
okay.
4. There's
3 of
only
my
there's
4
only 4
checks.
knights.
I gotcha.
And Lilith will stick around to help with all of them.
Oh, and then a 25 again.
Okay.
Then let's see what happens with the 8.
Yeah. So
The 8 bumps up to a 17.
Oh, okay, good. I thought
If
you were
Lilith
rolling.
is helping.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't doing this with advantage. Lilith is helping.
Okay.
Stuff. Yeah.
Good. I get you get to miss a fun thing. Anyway, all of them will be successes. All of them are grade E power cores. They've all sustained damage in some way, shape, or form by the vicious beating that was delivered to them by the party.
Okay.
You can take a short amount of time to go inspect the bugs. But you find, due to their small nature, their slightly more fragile armor, and their size, all their cores are completely destroyed due to just, again, the attacks in which that was delivered to them to destroy them,
Sure.
just mauled them.
Okay.
Um,
Titan's busy for about an hour.
I will
would guess.
I will tell you, with the 25, you suspect the reason why the Gilded Rose Merchantry wants these is that with the right know-how, you can extract arcane essence from the power cores.
That is good to know.
That being said, I would like to at least point out the fact that there is an understanding that the transport vehicle probably also likely has a power core.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Along with the fact that there's still a person in a tube inside. Just to remind everybody.
Yep.
Yeah, I think Audie would probably want to have brought that to somebody's attention, probably one of the White Cross company. And then otherwise, she has some rations. If they're not looking too far gone, she's going to portion out basically all the rations that she has. Withholding, I guess, one for herself for the trek back.
Mm-hmm.
And give people some food.
Yeah, so let me just address some quick oversight for that hour where Titan and Lilith are working on power core extractions. That all of the prisoners that have been freed from the transport are basically taken to the southern side of the map and kind of rested up against a cliff with a Strutsar. White Cross between Zephyr, Riot, and eventually Evening Glow tend to wounds, help create like splints for various breaks and fractures that people have reported. Likewise, amongst their packs, they seem to have brought enough supplies to also make sure that they did have at least several meals worth for the prisoners to have on the trek back, to make sure that they would have the energy to actually survive the trek back. So in that regard, Adi, right thinking.
All right. Well, she'd still be helping with that.
Yeah.
Unless called to other things.
No, it's appreciated. The White Cross Company members appreciate your help because there are a lot of people to care for and very few of them. That being said, Private Gloom stays on Overwatch, and Private Snowbird actually goes further northeast down the road, just to keep an eye on things and be able to send up a warning in case he spots something. Infern is quietly meditating off to the side, just staying out of everyone's way.
Do the collars seem empty, or have they ever had a chance to like recharge? Or do we know that like once Infern's emptied them, they're empty?
The understanding during the research of the collars was that once they were drained of their energy, the ruins would not recover. Evening Glow is able to confirm that by inspecting somebody's collar. And over the course of the hour has begun the process of unlocking and removing them. Now, the important bit of information. During that hour, the White Cross Company members, and Audie, you as well, would overhear and maybe even participate in, again, listening to some of the stories of these people, how they've come from various other villages along the northern coast of Kendrasa, how they've been put to work at different labor camps, harvesting all kinds of things. Some have come from mining facilities, some have come from herb plantations. All have always been put to some kind of hard labor, and usually fed enough to survive, but never enough to stay healthy. But eventually, when the subject of the individual encased in the tube is brought up, the consensus is no one knows who it is. They've just collectively overheard that the pilots that were transporting them spoke about them and were very wary about the person in the tube. Like, if they were to be set free, they'd probably be very dangerous. Sorry.
Does that mean we leave them here then? Or do we find a way to take them with us?
Audie would be asking the nearest White Cross Company person.
Riot would probably stop, stand up, look at you, look back towards the transport. Well, I reckon enemy of our enemy is our friend. Can't just leave them there to be captured again. It seems wrong. At the very least, we should break the restraints, perhaps vacate so that way no one here gets hurt and they can at least go about their own way if we want to play it safe.
Your first point's not really true, but I see what you mean.
Depends on the person. I get it. I'm just saying we can't leave them there. At the minimum, we have to at least set them free. Just whether or not if we want to do it under the assumption that we can befriend them or send them off on their own. Does anybody have any strong opinions about what to do with them?
I think it's worth trying to communicate with them. If they've been told that they're dangerous, maybe get all these people a little bit ways up towards the mountain first before we get them out.
Yeah, I think that's solid thinking. But we can't leave them behind. We gotta at least try.
Maybe
Are they asleep in the tube?
They don't appear aware.
I doubt they're some sort of feral monster. It's worth letting them free.
maybe take a little while to patch ourselves up first, just in case, though.
Is there a button for that in the cockpit too?
Evening glow. Yeah. I'll climb back up. That being said, the remaining gnomish pilot has come around. You could have bound him in this time if you so desired.
I imagine we would.
Yeah.
Yes. How you doing there?
They say nothing to you.
You understand the situation you're in right now? Is that a yes?
They just blink really slowly. They don't respond.
If you don't say anything, or at least acknowledge that you understand your situation, I'm going to punch you. Do you understand?
Nothing.
Audie, as I say, Audie will probably kind of pipe up, and I don't know if it's in like a show of camaraderie or because she doesn't think camaraderie is really something that they can have. Is kind of gonna mutter over in gnomish. She will. She'll leave you dead if we let her.
You can try to make a persuasion check if you like.
Sure. 14?
Go ahead. Do it.
Oh, you're a tough guy. All right. I'm going to do it. But I want to ask you one question first, and if you're smart, you're going to answer, all right? Who's the guy in the tube?
He spits at you.
Interesting choice of last words. And Roz will punch him non-lethally.
I mean, yeah, you can knock him out. He can't do jack about it. And back under he goes.
Percussive anesthesia.
Okay, well, the pilot's back under. Evening glows back in the cockpit, complaining about how gross it is. But after a couple of quiet minutes, he will announce, "I know how to release the last prisoner. So just say the word."
Right. Well, we're good with letting him out, right?
Is there a way to wake them up before we let them out?
I could drain the tube. They might come to.
Might be our best bet. They might be able to talk to us through the tube.
All right, I'm not hearing any naysayers. All right, I'm gonna drain the tube. And there's another lever that he flips. And those of you that are nearby, you'll hear a series of metal clicks. And then you'll slowly begin watching as the tube drains, and the somewhat viscous liquid is drained out underneath the transport. The person inside does not immediately come to. They just end up lying at the bottom of the tube, kind of in a pile.
Lilith will approach and kind of just step inside to knock on the glass a little bit.
You knock, a few seconds pass by, and the being begins to stir.
They're waking up.
Just as a point of reference, Lilith, don't be too alarmed when I ask this question. What is your initiative modifier?
+4.
Okay. It is a moment that passes, and then a moment you realize as you begin to feel the hairs, the fine hairs in the back of your arm kind of dance and tingle, and you watch along the edges of this person as this electrical current begins generating, and you step back in a moment as there is a discharge from through and around the tube as the creature comes to. And as they slowly begin to stand up, their size for the tube they're contained in, at least standing perfectly erect, is not sufficient. They carry with them the sort of stature expected of a dragon eye, but with the somewhat longer, more intricate skeletal system of a Doreen. They are, from their center, this deep ocean blue color. And then as it ripples out from the edges, or it sort of flares out along the spots where they look like they would start as scales, but then kind of flare out and almost are just this, they're kind of like these singular pieces of flesh that sort of ripple off in different directions. And from the edges of them, you watch as just electricity and lightning dances along those, trailing all up and down on their body. They stand up, and when they finally kind of come to consciousness, come to their senses, they are constantly rippling with this lightning energy from around them, and it discharges through parts of the tube and radiates outwards in the transport, to the point that you kind of watch as certain aspects of the parts of the transport begin to sort of malfunction and flicker. Like the ramp door kind of starts to close and then open and then close and then open, and the hatches that drop the knights and the bugs are closing and shutting and slamming and closing and opening. And there's even a point where you hear Evening Glow start freaking out inside as he gets thrown from the cockpit, from the chair spinning too quickly and suddenly stopping.
This gonna, after having taken a step back to not get electrocuted, gonna put her hands up and call out, hey, 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 we're here to help.
This hybrid with its long, kind of clawed, spindly fingers drags it across the interior of the tube. You see it leaves fine scratches in it, and as it does, you watch as electricity races from the points of contact, kind of like those neat little energy ball things. You put your hand on it, kind of leaps to you. I don't know what the hell those things are called. And it is staring around at every individual moving thing. Like, it's not focusing on you. It's not really focusing on any one person at all. It seems to be looking like an animal cornered, and that it's viewing everybody and everything all at once, and it seems incredibly defensive. So, what would everyone like to do?
Can we try to help without at it?
Yeah, I don't really know what to do in this situation. They seem agitated.
Bodies.
I would be too if I was stuck in that cage. We've given them no reason to believe that we're friendly.
Maybe we
I would suggest everybody back off, give them space, and then we open the tube.
Yeah, that seems like a good idea. We'll back away slowly.
Okay. You all back up, offering space.
Body's going to try and cast a message. Guess it depends whether this is magical or what it's made of, but she's just going to say, "We're going to let you out. I just wanted to make sure we didn't scare you and you hurt us, and we did something we all regret."
Friend or foe?
I'd like to say we're friends. We're definitely not a foe.
Proof.
You won't hurt us. You won't hurt us unless we hurt you.
Proof.
He wants proof. He wants proof that we're not going to hurt him. I suppose that's letting him out, eh?
Either that or holding up a dead gnome.
Dead gnome? You want proof that we're not on Azale's side? I got 2 proofs right here. 1 gnome in each arm. dead?
Somebody can make a persuasion check at advantage.
Hey, Audie's good at this.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you want your gnomes to be the advantage to me?
Yeah.
Unless somebody else has better than a +6, but
No, we do not.
gonna
Go,
doubt it.
Bard, go.
That's a 23. Which is really awkward because I realized Audie is also gnomon.
Yep.
So I don't know
Yeah.
how much help that was, but
I mean, you're not in uniform, so.
it's true. That's true. They are wearing specific clothes.
Mm-hmm. Friend, for now. Can I go let him out now?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
I
fine.
thought you were already up there doing so. Go, go.
No, I got thrown out of the cockpit. I didn't want to climb back in because everything was going haywire. I just okay.
You want a boost up?
No, I'll make do. Just give me a second. And after a little humming and hawing, eventually Evening Glow gets back into the cockpit. All right, 3, 2, 1, and you don't hear the lever pull, but you hear more parts move, and eventually the tube kind of opens backwards to create an opening on one side, and you watch as this very tall, very lanky Dragon Eye hybrid strides out very tentatively from the transport. Big hands kind of grabbing onto the exterior of the back port entrance and pulling themselves out. When they finally stand at their full height, they're just shy of like 9 feet tall. They look around, see the White Cross caring for all the other prisoners, take note of the fight. They still seem very wary. You can still see the discharge, the static lightning kind of still dancing around the edges of their body, like they're still like a dog with their hackles raised, ready.
You can join us back at camp, or you can just be free now.
Who are you?
I think at that point, Audie would look to Titan or Riot. Or
Well,
Corona. Someone she feels is more diplomatic, older than her,
These
I suppose.
guys- Titan kind of points around at the White Cross Company. Are a mercenary group called the White Cross Company. They've formed up in order to fight the invading gnome threat. The rest of us are refugees from a town called Greenwood. We were attacked by the gnomes. Many of us were taken. We kind of joined the effort in order to free people, get our people back. I'm Titan. I'm a doctor. If you're hurt or anything's wrong, I can give you a look over. But I won't approach you or touch you unless you want me to.
Friends for now.
It nods. Friends for now.
And it'll sort of slowly stride out. You can kind of keenly observe as it keeps a certain amount of distance between it and everybody else. But it sort of strolls out and begins sort of surveying the area. But it very pointedly keeps its distance from everybody. It doesn't engage directly with anybody else.
Just to double check in on your setting, my understanding of your setting is that everybody like common is the language and that other
yes.
languages are additional to it. So the fact that he's speaking broken doesn't mean that he'd probably be better at Draconic. It just means that he's speaking broken. Yeah?
Correct. That is a fair assumption to make.
Okay.
That being said, much in the same way that common is kind of an innate thing that is born into people, it's just how mortals were made. It is much the same for draconic races, such as the Dragoneye, in that they are born with an innate understanding of Draconic. So there is a chance that Draconic could be a more proficient language for him than Common.
Okay. Then yeah, no, Titan will try in Draconic. Hey, you seem to be struggling a bit with the words there. Do you understand me better like this?
They'll turn. You'll watch their heads tilt off to the side. Yes, I speak this language much better than the other.
Right. Then, yeah, let me reintroduce. And he goes over it again.
I am not familiar with the concept of mercenary. What does that word mean?
It means they fight for money.
Untrustworthy.
Titan kind of gets a nod back, like, yeah. Whoever's paying the best, they tend to side with. But these guys seem to be all right. Friends for now.
Friends for now.
Well, like I said, if you're hurt or anything, let me know. I can help out. We've got a camp that we're going to be going back to, but you're under no obligation to come with us. But it's warmer, it's safer, and it's farther from this army that took you, and as far as I can tell, used you as a power source for this machine.
I do not believe they were using me for this contraption.
No.
They had other plans for me. I was being taken to my ultimate destination. Where is this?
No, we're... And Titan will give the description of where we are. We're in the Titanhorn Mountains, yeah. And, give the vague what he can of what he knows. Do you know the area very well?
No, I don't. This is all unfamiliar.
Where'd they take you from?
My home.
I mean, I understand being cautious. Far from here.
I come from a place of snow and ice. I was the only one that lived there.
Oh, well, that is interesting. I mean, I don't think we have any maps here now, but if we can figure out where you're from, we can probably help you get back there.
Hmm.
There are people back at the camp with teleportation magic. As long as we know where it is, we can possibly get you there.
They're sort of just like observing the mountains, the high walls, the path carved through it. Like all this seems very foreign to them. All of you, like to them, by contrast, it seem very alien. Titan, most of you can pick up that the environment that this person is in right now seems very outside of their normal world, which seems a little out of the ordinary unto itself.
Yeah. Titan just shakes his head. Sorry, I can't be more help.
It is fine for now. And again, kind of absent-mindedly, they stride off in a direction that has less people, but still always wary of their surroundings.
All right. Titan looks at everybody and goes, he speaks Draconic better than he speaks Common, which is rare, but not unheard of. I'm going to try and see if I can get the core out of this thing. If he starts doing anything weird, ask me or Infern.
I'll help you out.
My Draconic's not that great, but Lotus has taught me a little bit.
Titan nods. Then you can help too. With him, or them, if they start acting weird.
Right. Well, once you got the thing cored, are we out of here?
Assuming everyone's
Yeah.
ready to travel.
He just looks at the White Cross people. You think the people with collars are okay to travel? Do you need me to have a look over? I'm not sure how many doctors you have here. From glances, it looked like you were doing good work.
Yeah, out of a lot of us, we're all trained in basic first aid, but Zephyr there is our medic. Evening Glow was making good headway on the collars. They're not of any direct threat, so we don't have to get them off other than for their comforts right now. But once it's all done, we're probably best off leaving sooner rather than later. Once Snowbird comes back, that's probably when we're going to want to leave, especially since we want as much time to be able to get these people up and down the mountain as safely as we can.
I'll leave it to your discretion. If I'm not done taking the core out when you think we should leave, we'll just leave.
All right. I'll keep you updated.
Alrighty. And Titan will go and start trying to remove the core.
Okay. Titan, when you and Lilith go in there, one thing you would notice, which is underneath where the tube has clearly been retrofitted to accommodate this transport, you can tell there's additional paneling that when removed is where the power core is housed. Given your past experience so far of looting the knights of their power cores, two things. One, you can tell this power core is several grades above the ones you've already taken. 1B. It doesn't appear to be damaged. 2, it is going to take substantially more time to remove than the night cores.
Fair.
Assuming unimpeded and with Lilith's help, probably an hour, a solid hour.
Well, like I said, if they call for us to leave before it's out, Titan will leave. But if not, he'll take that full hour.
Okay. Well, I require 2 checks for the power core.
Okay.
Again, Arcana or Tinker's Tools, but Arcana I suspect is the choice. If it is, Lilith can help you, and if so, you get to roll at advantage.
Okie dokie. 24 for the first check.
Very good.
And math 22 for the second check.
Okay. With no pitfalls or issues, over the course of 1 hour, you will be able to extract a grade B power core.
All right.
That being said, over the course of that hour, is there anything anybody else would like to do while Titan and Lilith are busy extracting a power core?
No, but if the pilot wakes up again, I'm going to punch him again.
He will wake up in an hour, and you can knock his lights back out. Yeah.
Cool. Otherwise, short rests.
For those of you that are not actively doing anything, yeah, you can take a short rest in that time.
Cool, because I need a little bit of healing.
Okay. I think Corona would probably just grab her stuff from the foxhole. And since she's got space, she can help carry stuff back if there's any surplus that needs to be carried. But otherwise, yeah, gonna be taking it easy and short rest.
Okay. Adi, anything from you?
I think she would just be helping where she can. Really. So, nope. She'd just be doing whatever's needed.
Okay. Okie dokie then. In which case, the hour will go by. Those of you that weren't really doing anything intensive, you can take a short rest. I suppose before anyone commits to that solid hour, there is an opportunity, if anyone's interested, while Titan and Lilith are working on the power core removal, to strip crafting supplies from the transport and the knights, if anyone was so inclined.
Oh, in that case, Corona might try that if she. What would stripping stuff entail?
Depending upon what you're stripping from.
Let's start with the knights.
You can spend about well, hang on, before I just throw things to the wind, allow me to reference the system in which we actually work. Bum 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 bum. Hang on, gotta find the. There we are. So, harvesting each night will take you about 10 minutes.
Okay.
And an appropriate check. In these cases, it's Arcana or Tinker's Tools.
Tools. Okay. Yeah, we'll give it a shot. I've already refunded back the HP I got, so sure. We'll try. We'll try using Arcana.
Okay.
10?
10.
Completely
Whoa.
average.
Completely average.
I suppose I could actually hold on. I think I have things to add to this. Martial exploits, I think, work. Maybe. Maybe
It
they
is
don't.
just an Arcana check for this.
I'm just checking to make sure that I can add them for that. I always forget. Adaptability die. Yeah, an ability check or saving throw. It doesn't say skill check.
Skill check is an ability check, I
It is an
believe.
ability check.
Is
yeah.
it?
Mhm.
Okay, I always mess that up. All right, then I'll do that. I'll roll it a d6. 1d6.
Sure.
11.
Nailed it. Okay. It is sufficient enough. Roll a 1d2.
Okay. 2.
2.
2.
You have acquired 2 pieces of scrap metal.
Okay.
And again, if you'd like to loot all the knights. So
Yeah.
the other
Yeah, she
3.
would.
Yeah, 10 more minutes. Arcana checks for each.
Okay, so let me just 2x scrap. Just for my own reference. And then 1 more. Okay. Pretty decent. And then yeah, we'll just keep that roll.
Uh,
2 more.
Okay, 18 is very good.
Oh, well.
Womp womp.
I guess could I hero point that one?
Nothing's stopping you.
All right, I'll do that. Oh wait, well, it's a +0 anyway, so yeah. 12 instead
Okay.
of 1.
That is pretty
And
good.
I'll throw an adaptability dice on that as well.
On the last one?
Because on the last one, yeah.
Okay.
Turning that into a 16.
Okay, that does affect your outcome a little. Let me double check. Where am I going? I want to go here. For the 16, do me a favor and roll 1d6.
Okay. D6. 4.
4. You have acquired 4 pieces of scrap metal.
Okay. 6 total.
And for the 18, you can roll for me a roll me a d8, please.
D8.
Mm-hmm.
A 2.
2. Again, for the sake of keeping things easy, you're going to get 2 iron ingots.
Ah, okay. So 6 scrap and 2 iron ingots.
Correct.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, so I guess that's 40 minutes. I guess for the remaining 20, she'll move on to the actual vehicle. That's okay.
Yeah, you can attempt to take some stuff off of it. Your threshold will be smaller because of the shorter amount of time, but you can still make a single Arcana check.
1 more. 7. Probably nothing.
Yeah, it's a fairly well put together machine, and due to the fact that most of the damage was only done up into the cockpit, salvaging things off of the side requires time and tools that you just don't have.
Fair enough. Yeah. Okay. Well, she'll happily put away her 6 chunks of scrap metal and 2 iron ingots.
Okay.
To take home.
Sam, if you'd like to just roll me a d20 really quick for no
I
reason.
would love to roll you a d20 for no reason.
Yeah, just for no reason.
9.
9. Yeah, perfect. Exactly the number I wanted. Everything's great.
All right.
Yeah, nothing's wrong here.
I trust you completely.
As you should.
9 Yetis.
Because nothing's wrong. Nothing is wrong here.
See, we're both lying to each other now. You're telling me nothing's wrong, and I'm telling you that I trust you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, all joking aside, literally perfectly fine. So the hour will pass by. People will have looted, rested, helped the wounded, and extracted a beaming power core during that time. Sometime around the 1 hour mark, right when everyone's kind of tidying up with their various projects, is when Private Snow or Corporal Snowbird returns. And for the first time, all of you would observe that there is in fact a partially ethereal hawk, very clearly flying above them by about 60 feet. They come back, they go up to Riot, and all of you can basically just kind of hear everything's clear for now. No patrols yet on the way. But I suspect that we don't want to linger for too long. Alright, good. That's the plan. These people are already kind of hard up as it is. Let's make sure they don't have to get in any more trouble than they've already suffered for. Alright, everybody. Pack it up. We're leaving. And these are your last moments. You're free to try to grab anything last minute that you'd like. A very important question is, what are you doing with the one live gnomish pilot?
Well, I think Roz is willing to carry him, but has no plans for keeping him quiet other than constantly punching him.
You know you might kill him if you keep doing that too much.
I'm fine with that.
The bigger and more sincere concern is permanent brain damage. If you're worried about them talking, just stuff a gag in their mouth. If you want them to actually survive this, be a prisoner, then I would suggest not continuing to knock them out.
Take the fun out of it, why don't you? Fine.
Look, I'd have killed them on the spot. You guys are the ones that spared them.
I figured we'd get some information. If they were driving this thing, we know where they're going.
Alright, well, gag the bastard and let's haul him along.
Lilith is going to hand a tier 1 healing potion to Corona, Titan, and Roz.
I'm assuming from
thanks,
the loot.
From her own loot.
Oh.
I think she has made and or found and kept.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
This should pop up for everybody. Not for me and not for the stream bot, but everyone else. There? Question mark?
Oh. Yeah.
There's
Right.
loot.
Yeah.
Loot.
That was the basics of what was stripped off of the pilots. Everything else you guys have acquired individually, such as the scrap that Corona got and the power cores Titan and Lilith have looted.
Take potions if you want them. I assume Roz is carrying all the rest. Unless Corona wants a pistol.
She can hold on to them. She's kind of curious.
Take the pistols and the bullets.
They're well made.
3 pistols, 1 in each hand and 1 in her mouth. Okay.
Don't have a character associated with your user. Okay. Well, I can't take things from the transport ambush because apparently I don't have a character associated with my user.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's on the bottom left. You want to right click on your name and then select Titan in the player list, if you see that.
Okay.
Now you should be able to. Although I think
Hooray!
we're pending like confirmation, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'll go configure that later.
And grab the bullets one at a time.
Oh god, I put them all. I swear.
Oh, yeah.
Here, let me try again. Maybe? Yeah.
I guess Lilith will
There we go.
carry the alchemist fire if no one else wants it.
Go for it.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I don't know if between the two potions, Audie's so far has been kept out of danger, so I don't know if anybody else wants the potions on hand. But she'll take one to have on hand if not.
Yeah, grab one. I've got 3 now, so I'm okay.
I'll take another one then.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got a couple tier 2 ones on me, so
Well, now it's empty.
Titan's gonna go over to the hybrid. All right, we're gonna head out. Would you like to come with us, or would you prefer to take your chances in the mountains?
Where would we be going?
Well,
Hmm.
Titan will lay out the way back to where where we're gonna teleport, and so we're going there, and then from there we're gonna teleport to our base camp. You're welcome to come with us.
Titan, you are welcome to make a persuasion check if you'd like.
All right. My strongest attribute.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hold on. Do I have anything in persuasion? No. A 15.
Okay, that's still not bad. You'll watch this the hybrid sort of look around. Again, like looking at the mountains not as in surprise that mountains exist, more like taking in the features of them to perhaps identify the type of rock to know where they are. Like the amount of information you can see them sort of absorbing is much different from how some people tend to look at their surroundings. And then after a moment of consideration, they'll turn and look at you again and just repeat what has been said. Friends, for now. Show the
Well,
way.
Do you have a name?
That is reserved for those I trust.
Titan nods. Then, when we need to refer to you, we'll call you Hybrid for now. Any objections?
Understood.
Titan nods. All right. We're heading out, Hybrid.
I follow.
Titan will grab his sack of cores and head out. That's all he wanted to do.
Mm-hmm. Any last moments for people?
Nope.
Nope. I imagine Audie's going to keep near her brother on the trek back, but that's it.
Yep, nothing for me.
Okay. Yeah, a couple of people have to be set up on stretchers. Alidate is one of them. Mostly because he just doesn't come to. And there are a couple of others like that. So between members of White Cross Company and I'm going to assume at least 1 or 2 volunteers from the party, you all begin now, burdened by those that are weak and injured, a much more difficult trek back through the mountains, of which we will deal with when we return from our break. See you all in a few minutes. Because why wait? We've returned. Promptly at that, which is nice. So, we have begun the trek back towards your teleportation location. So that way you can bring back the rescued prisoners of war from the transport. But to do so, you have to make it back through a somewhat unforgiving environment of a mountainous trek, which was easy for most of you to make it all the way out here. Half of you being trained soldiers, the other half being somewhat newly awoken heroes yet to be fully understood. But for a lot of the people here, that is not the case. And so the trek back will be slightly more challenging. So, with that in mind, we need to take into account the fact that one, it is a little bit cold. Allow me to re-verify the weather just super quick. Actually, now that the sun's up, it's actually pretty nice. Scratch that. We're doing pretty good. The current weather for the northern side of Kendrasa, along this mountain range, is about 15 degrees Celsius. Partly cloudy, but mostly sunny. So the harder part of the trek is, in fact, the mountainous terrain. So essentially what I would like to do is we're going to do a small little skill challenge to sort of stretch over the duration of this trek. Partway through, we're going to do a series of encounter rolls to see if any wrenches get thrown into the plan. But to get to there, I essentially want each of you to consider, with you plus Y Cross OTF 5 and the gaggle of prisoners that are with you, some of which are being carried, important to remember, to pick a skill proficiency, and then you're going to roll on it. But before you do that, you're going to tell me how it is you're going to use it to help make the part of the trek that you're currently on better for the group overall. So for example, if Audie wanted to raise everybody's spirits by singing to perhaps distract people from the aches and pains and the general discomfort of being worn and exhausted and doing this very difficult hike, with song and music, she could roll a performance check.
Which was actually going to be the plan. I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah.
Now it just sounds like I'm stealing your idea.
And that's perfectly okay. On the other hand, if, for instance, Lilith wanted to use her knowledge of nature to better understand the different types of terrain and how to spot particular pitfalls or where there might be patches of hidden ice underneath snow, you could do that, so on and so forth. I believe everyone's familiar enough with this idea, so think briefly on what you would like. And when you are ready, I will happily take a volunteer, otherwise I will start popcorning around the room.
I'd be happy to go.
All right, Sam, shoot.
It's not much of a debate for me because Roz is good at exactly one skill, but she is very good at this skill, particularly in this terrain. As a mountain human, she gets the mountaineer trait. She has expertise on athletics checks to climb rocks, and she ignores rocky, difficult terrain. So I think that she's helping pick paths for these people, and also for her, moving across these rocks is practically effortless. I think that she's physically assisting people in walking across the difficult terrain with athletics.
Good enough. Roll an athletics check.
15 plus 8 because of expertise is 23.
Oh, very good. Yeah. Roz, with your family's history of living in this type of terrain for so long and spending a lot of time out in it, working and even just pleasure hiking, it is not unfamiliar for you to be in this sort of environment. You're adapted to it well. You understand a lot of the pitfalls. Likewise, you're physically fit and you're used to the required amount of effort to sort of overcome some potential obstacles that arise. And with just all that knowledge, you can help guide people through it by telling them the proper form or where to place their weight. And in some cases, sometimes just bodily carrying somebody who couldn't do it themselves, but you can do it for both of yourselves. Next.
I can go next,
Mhm.
because mine is going to be pretty similar. Although I'm trying to figure out a hitch in my sheet, but I'll explain that once I get to it. I think similarly, although Corona's definitely out of her element here in the mountains, um, at least is not she's got her hands free, and she did bring some essentials like rope and stuff if we needed it.
Mhm.
And so similarly, she's got the ability to help people um up, scale down the mountain as necessary. So she'll be using athletics herself.
Allow me to throw a wrench in this plan.
Okay.
You're not allowed to use skill proficiency used by somebody else already.
Ah, okay. In that case, I'll uh I'll use perception.
Okay.
And seeing as the storm has calmed down a little bit, it seemed, well, there was no storm really, but like, it's nice and sunny. And she doesn't have an issue getting high up top with the upper body strength that she has to kind of scout out things a little bit. She'll use perception uh to try and probably along with White Cross Company, try and figure out a good path, so that we can collectively as a group continue onward.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Shoot.
This one I have no problems on. My athletics is like lowered for some reason. Ooh,
Oh,
that's not good.
I see that.
Yeah.
All right, a 10. Even with the weather being clear, some of the biggest threats are those a bit unseen. So the obvious ability to look around and try to identify them, the visual cues aren't there. So perhaps something more finite was perhaps a better answer. But we'll see how that turns out.
Yep.
Next.
I guess I can go next. I'm guessing no one
Mhm.
else is going to take performance, but here we go. Um, yeah. She probably won't be singing at the top of her lungs, she has to still stay in character or out of character, as it were. But she'll still be singing and trying to walk with an upbeat step for a 19.
A 19 is quite good. And you're just bolstering everyone's spirits again. Song, humming, just being chipper and bright in the way that melody is.
Yeah, she's kind of keeping a skip to her step, so she's dancing a little bit. I have a memory of hiking a mountain with a friend that did exactly this, as the rest of us are panting and huffing and puffing and crawling our way up. She's singing the latest pop songs and like dancing along beside. She's like, "Isn't this great?" I'm like, "Yep, that's Audie today."
Yep. I wonder what friend that could be. Okay, 19. 2 remaining. Lilith, Titan.
I can go. Titan is going to be one using his medical supplies and the medicines that he has to help ease people's pain. I'm sure he has several painkillers in those medical kits that he carries.
Mm-hmm.
He's also going to be using his knowledge of medicine to help direct people to who needs the most help in various situations based on the injuries he's seeing. And just generally keep on top of their health. If somebody's waning, he'll try and see how to help them. If it needs to stop and have rest, he'll encourage people to do that. He's just keeping on top of their health.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. Make a medicine check.
21.
Very good. Yeah, this is honestly right within Titan's wheelhouse, caring for people en masse, quickly and efficiently, and perhaps harkening back to a little bit earlier in his career before he was more properly educated, basically having to care for a bunch of people that need to stay actively fit and moving to the best of your abilities without actually having any sort of proper facilities or medicines on hand, just whatever you have on you. So sufficient, very good. And last but not least, Lilith.
Lilith is going to be trying to sort of stay ahead of the majority of the group, keep herself a bit hidden, and just kind of be a scout for the party, make sure we don't run into anything unexpected, we don't get ambushed. Just try to leverage her ability to hide because she knows there can be things hidden here.
Okay. Sounds good.
For a 23 total
Wow, you all did
for stealth.
pretty good. All right.
Wait, 22. I'm bad at math.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, suffice to say, even though the lowest roll was a 10, it was still sufficient enough to meet. And given that everyone else succeeded so highly, even if it were a failure, it would have been completely overwritten. So, collectively as a group, you all successfully are able to reach the midway point. And are able to have a brief breather as you spend several hours partway through this trek. The good news is it stays sunny. And between Titan's care, Melody's bright personality and upbeat attitude, and everyone else's overall consideration to the surroundings, the first half of the trip is very successful. It is at this juncture that we will see if your luck holds out. Everybody individually roll a d20, no modifiers, please.
14.
I will drink a potion before all the things get rolled.
Yeah, that's fine.
8.
Oh, thank God.
Oh no.
A 13.
Oh, yes.
I don't want to say it.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
let's go.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to say it.
Uh-huh.
It's a 20.
Oh,
Oh.
you all did some things, huh?
Oh, Xiao, you also.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Everything was going fine until the Remorash showed up.
Okay, then.
Oh, boy.
Was that rest a short rest?
For everyone but you and Lilith, I
If
think.
you all no the halfway break.
Oh,
if
the
you
break.
all wanted to take an hour short rest at that center part of the day, I would allow it. It would be apparent, especially to a doctor such as Titan, that several of the prisoners would need a proper breather and a chance to eat and hydrate, given the state of some of them. So if you all collectively want to take a short rest, you may.
That would be great.
I'll do that.
I would appreciate it.
I would love to do that, but again, if people are opposed, Titan has no foresight of what's about to happen. I'm not gonna force him, but
No,
Lilith has 5 HP from electrical burns.
I don't know what you mean.
Sounds like we're in agreement.
So right before that short rest begins, I'm going to use an exploit to brace up for just a little temp HP because I suspect something bad's about to happen.
Yeah, do you suspect that, or does Roz suspect that?
Me.
Sus.
Roll. Wow. Okay. Which
Hopefully I
folder
roll
were
really
the
well.
potions under?
They
Oh,
are
Eldar
under.
content.
Yeah.
Got it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Hang on, allow me to just. I'm sorry. You can.
I was going to say, and not to, I just forgot the word for it. Metagame. Not to metagame too much. Audie also has Song of Rest if people were really concerned and needed that liveliness.
Well, if you're taking a short rest, people who might want it should get it.
Yeah.
Unless for some odd reason Audie's holding out on them.
No, I don't see why not. Yeah, Audie can use a Song of Rest. We're taking a short rest. No reason why not to.
Mm-hmm.
Get an extra 1d6 when you use hit dice.
Oh, that might actually.
That's what I'm saying.
Nice.
Song rest isn't always relevant, but in earlier levels, you definitely feel it.
As I'm saying, it's Song of Rest is just any short rest. Does it cap out?
It it's just any short rest in which hit dice are spent.
Mhm.
I believe is exactly what you just said.
Yep.
Yeah, it has an unlimited amount of uses, if only because
Gated by hit die.
basically, and it's one of those at later levels, an additional hit dice or an additional dice roll is more negligent. Even if you can take 5 short rests, it might add up a bit, but like right now, relevant.
When you've got 200 HP, the D12 probably isn't much.
Mm-hmm.
Got a d6 right now. It's very
Yeah.
helpful.
I mean, your D6 saved me from using another hit dice.
Hooray.
Huzzah.
Almost did the same for me. Yeah.
Okay. You bear with me. I'm going to change the song, but I don't remember what these sound like, so I'm going to go through them quickly if I don't like the mood of it.
You spelled it. We're
Ours?
fighting a bear.
Way too intense. Intense, but I like it a bit more. Turn it down a little. A little more. Okay. As you all are getting ready to begin your trek again, despite the best efforts of everyone collectively here, you find yourselves ambushed. As you watch, almost kind of melting into view amongst the white of the snow that you're surrounding, that you find yourselves trekking through. Pack of wolves with pure white fur. Are we all there?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Very good.
Yep.
Okay. Let's quickly throw you all into initiative. To keep things simple, as I think would be desired, White Cross is going to stay back and protect the rescuees, and allow you all to take point to deal with the threat. If that is agreeable, that is how we will proceed.
For simplicity, that works, yeah.
Okay. Everybody's rolled in. Is everybody ready?
Mhm.
Ready,
Yep.
ready.
Okay. We are going to begin the combat with one of these younger winter wolves. It is going to move up and take a bit more of a conservative route. A little right there. Titan, you're the first to react.
All right. Titan's gonna go here, and that's it for now. Trying to get out in front of some of our squishier friends.
Okay.
He'll take the dodge action.
Good choice. Like I said, is all the wolves are going to move up and slowly get into position. Lilith.
Well, there's one big one and a bunch of small ones, so she's gonna. Well, I suppose. First question: is there any terrain for her to hide behind conveniently around?
Unless you want to bury yourself in the snow, no.
Alrighty.
Or dive off a
And
cliff.
Those aren't the best options. She is going to take aim at the bigger wolf and
Okay.
fire her longbow.
Go for it.
22 to hit.
Yeah.
And on that hit, she is going to use a devious exploit for an arresting strike.
Oh, so devious. He will succeed on the save.
Well, I think he still takes the damage, but he doesn't get his movement speed reduced to 0.
Okay. Give me the numbers.
So 14 points of damage. And Lilith will move back slightly to end her turn.
Okay. Corona.
Okay. Similarly to Titan, I think she is going to step up a little bit. Make a bit of a barrier. And she'll use her action to dodge as well.
Okay.
There we go. That is her turn.
All right. The Winter Wolf Alpha is going to. Well, he's going to come straight down the middle. And once there, is going to use an action to use an ability called Predatory Bearing. Essentially, a creature that does not have an adjacent ally to it must make a Wisdom saving throw. So, everybody.
I'll use inspiration on that one.
Okay.
Modified 20.
12.
Also a 12.
Also a modded 20.
14.
Okay. Audi, Titan, and Corona with your reroll all succeed. Lilith and Roz, you are both frightened.
Oh.
You are frightened until the beginning of your next turn. Which,
From the beginning?
hang on, did I read that correctly? No, the creatures.
Would
So
think not.
yes, it's the winter wolf's next turn. Beginning of its next
Okay.
turn. That would be silly. You're right. But yeah, that's all I can do. Melody.
All right. I don't know if you can viciously mock wolves, but we're gonna viciously mock a wolf.
Yeah, I feel like the cantrip isn't overly specific about that.
It just they have to hear you. They don't have to understand you.
Yeah, that's the important part. There you go. So yeah, go ahead and
Yeah.
insult them.
Meat for a stew, and your skin will make a good warmth for the night. You mixed the wrong fight. And we're gonna mock them. They're gonna be in our bellies. Wisdom saving throw. There we go.
Which one?
The Winter Wolf Alpha. It's 60
The
feet,
big
so
one.
I don't think.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I can reach anyone else anyway.
What is your DC, Melody?
14.
Okay. It is unfortunately going to succeed.
All right.
Rolled a natural 16. Is that all you're doing, Melody? Would you like to move at all?
I think I would, unless Roz is going to be running in, which she might be.
Hmm.
She can't.
She's
Well,
scared.
Yep.
All right.
Frightened,
Well,
yeah.
then.
The frightened condition doesn't allow you to move towards the creature that you're frightened of.
That's right. And I don't think nope. Inspiration doesn't come back on a short rest.
Nope.
So
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet. So Audie is gonna walk over and I would buddy cop with Roz, but
Nothing stopping you.
Can you buddy cop with someone who's not engaged in the fight?
Roz is engaged in the fight. She's just frightened.
Okay.
Nothing stopping you from buddy copping with her.
All right. Yeah. Then Audie's gonna come up. He's like, "Hey, focus up. You've got this. You've killed a wolf before."
right.
And hopefully that magically makes the dice happy next round.
Hopefully. Roz. Sam.
Oh, sorry, I think I lost connection for a sec because it wasn't pinging to my turn. Well,
Oh.
Roz, since she cannot move closer, pull out a javelin. Ready action to throw it at an enemy that comes within 30 feet.
Sure. Yep, that's fair. Okay. Measuring stick. Because it's definitely going to get within range. There you go, Roz.
Okay, disadvantage throw.
Mm-hmm.
Natural 1.
Yep. It is going to, it's going to come loping towards you rapidly. It's going to dodge quickly to one side, and the javelin's going to just land in the snow. It's going to be able to just get there. Titan.
Titan, remembering the discussion the last time we were thinking of facing wolves, the alpha, if you defeat the alpha, the others might fall in line, is going to go straight for the biggest, baddest wolf, which is
Sure.
right in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
Going to go here. He's going to claw attack it. Here we go.
I believe.
Do two roll like that. 22 to hit.
Yeah, that'll definitely hit.
8 damage. 8 damage. And then bonus action, second claw attack.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for a nat 20.
Oh, very nice.
See that?
Man, you and your claws.
17 damage on that.
Woo!
Titan's serious about this fight with the alpha.
Real nasty
Claw
damage.
to claw, tooth to tooth. Here
Yeah.
we go.
Yeah, you go up with 2 razor strikes from your diamond-etched claws cutting into the Winter Wolf's coat and flesh, sending a spray of bright red into the snow.
That's it for Titan.
Okay. These other Winter Wolves. This one's going to get here. It is going to attack you, Corona.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one of those dice ran away, but that doesn't matter. It's going to attack you and roll a natural 1, and it is going to miss.
Ooh, nice.
This one. Oop, wrong direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And one more. I'm gonna miss one. Oop, why do I keep doing that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. Going to get next to you, Corona. And it's going to bite you with some pack tactics.
Neutralizing the disadvantage.
Yeah, unfortunately. It is going to still miss, however.
Yes.
Yes. Because it is only going to roll a 13. Lilith. You are frightened.
Yeah, a little kind of feeling her hand shake as she's trying to draw her bow, realizing that's not going to do a whole lot of good. Instead, she is going to pull a hand back and cast a spell on herself, saying a small prayer up to the constellation of the adventurer, casting heroism on herself.
Oh.
Was-
I'll just
Sound effect it gives you.
also debuff the wolf, because I don't think you intend to make him heroic.
Oh, because I had him targeted.
Yeah, yeah. Very funny, though.
So I'm going to click it one more time while I target myself. And it still went on to hit for some reason. Okay. But that is her action. So that is her turn.
Okay. Just gonna quickly do one of these. It's being silly. Okay. Yeah, and with the heroism effect, you will become immune to the frightened condition. Corona.
Is it either of these two wolves that Lilith shot initially?
No,
She shot
it
the
was
big one.
Yeah, it was the big guy.
Oh, it was the big one? Okay, okay.
Yep.
Okay. Then Krona's gonna try and get these guys off of her. She'll target the top one.
Okay.
And she is going to shoot as much as it pains her to do this to wildlife. It's either us or them,
Mm-hmm.
and unfortunately we got prisoners, so 19 to hit, nice, okay. Or 18 to hit, rather.
Oh,
Minimum damage. Nice. Love to see it.
I'd say I don't know if it was the same for your screen, but mine was on a 9 and it tilted to the 1.
Oh, yeah.
It was brutal.
Okay. That's fine. So she'll do that, and then, yeah. She's going to follow up, with her bonus action and punch, the same wolf.
Okay.
So go unarmed strike. Nice, hits
Nice.
him. Okay, for max damage.
Nice.
And on top of that, though, they'll probably succeed. We will use a maneuver and use sweeping strike, which I hope will automate. They need to make a dex save.
It did.
Oh, it did. Nice. Okay, there
Yeah.
it is. It's all automated. Okay, so they take no damage. I believe it's save or suck. And that is Krona's turn.
Okay. Yeah, the alpha here, Titan squared up with it. It is going to just brawl down Titan. So it is
Let's
going
do
to
it.
use it's going to use its bite attack. It rolled a natural 18.
Misses.
Oh shucks.
Yeah. What's he do to me?
We're gonna start with 12 points of piercing damage
Mm-hmm.
and 2 points of cold damage. Which
Which I am resistant to.
so 1 point of cold damage.
Oops, that's the incorrect way of putting that in. All right. Cool.
And I do need you to make a strength saving throw.
Can do that. Where's my saving throw? Oh, there it is. 15.
You succeed. In this close-up fight with you, while you've managed to sink your claws into it, it does take an opportunity to get a bite into your waist, and it lets go briefly to then snap quickly again at your thigh and attempt to drag you to the ground, but you manage to step back and plant your feet, and you are standing upright still.
Barely.
Melody.
Yeah, we're gonna stay in Buddy Cop and, still insult the wolves. I think.
Sure. Pick your
I
target.
think that's my best bet here. That's not true. I have a crossbow,
You do.
actually. Inventory.
Milo.
Crossbow.
Shark Bite's been pretty good tonight, so you might want to take the dice in your own hands.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. Out comes the light crossbow.
Okay.
And we are gonna shoot at the closest one. 'Cause
Okay.
It seems like the more dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Although I guess the alpha is also technically within range. But
Yes, but it is not more of a threat to you right now.
not to me. That's 14 plus 4, so it's an 18 to hit.
18 will hit.
1d8 plus 2. That's 5 damage.
Okay. 5 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Bolt grazes it. You see a streak of white fur turn red.
Yeah. And I was going to say it's the one closest.
This
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That all?
That's it.
Good job. Roz?
So these two directly in front of Roz and Audie look like they're coming still, probably for Audie. She's shooting them.
They look like they're coming for both of you. You can't tell yet because they haven't closed for a target, but
That's fair enough. They're not diverting to Titan, though.
Not yet, they're not.
Okay, well, Roz is gonna stay where she is. She's going to dodge, and we're gonna get one with a warding strike, hopefully, when they come in range.
Okay. Well, speak of the young winter wolf.
So warding strike 20, not natural to hit.
Mm-hmm. I will succeed.
$16 slashing damage.
Very nice. Yeah, you catch in one of its haunches. It yelps loudly. But in response, it is going to lash out at you with a bite.
Dodging and buddy cop.
Yeah, it's gonna be more than sufficient. 15 will not hit.
Good enough.
Titan.
Claw attack. I will spend inspiration on that. Where are you, claw attack? 22 to hit.
Yep.
For 8 damage. And then we are going to bonus action drink a potion.
Okay.
Because that hurt.
Mm-hmm. I'm assuming you're not going anywhere.
No, I'm going to be staying right there.
Okay.
Gotta take this guy on. That's it for me.
Okay. Yeah. This Warner Wolf is going to attempt to bite Corona at advantage due to pack tactics.
Yep.
I rolled double 10s. And so 15, which I believe is a miss.
That is a miss. AC is 16.
Okay.
Just barely.
Yep. This wolf is going to close onto the Audi Roz pairing. And now that it is once thoroughly got your attention, Roz, it's going to go for the smaller, weaker of the two and attempt to bite Audi. This one's going to roll a 21 to hit.
Oh, yeah, I can't stop that. The +2 is not enough.
Unfortunately. You're going to take a big ol' 7 piercing damage, and I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Oh, boy.
I know, you're really good at these.
So great. We can't auto-succeed saves yet, I don't think.
I actually don't remember where that is.
That's 3.
That is
3-pointer?
a 3.
Yeah.
That's 3, yeah.
So-
12?
Unfortunately, you just fail. You are knocked prone,
Oh, boy.
which is also going to take you out of the buddy cop.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to move you there. As the wolf bodily drags you away from Roz.
Oh, and sorry, what was that damage again?
7. 7 piercing damage. This second young winter wolf is going to attempt to get a snap on Corona. I don't know what it is with Corona. I rolled double 12s that time, but a 17 to hit.
That will hit.
This one was actually more substantial damage, a 10 piercing,
Ouch.
and I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Okay. Oh, 13?
13 just succeeds.
Okay.
So despite it taking a bite out of you and latching on, you manage to kick it free, skids back into the snow and recovers, taking a position with its companion. Lilith.
So many targets, but Corona's fighting 2 by herself, so we're gonna help her out. Gonna shoot the northernmost one.
Okay.
19 to hit
19 will hit.
Nice.
with sneak attack.
Mm-hmm.
13 points of damage.
Very nice.
Nice.
Yeah, you catch it square in the side. And it yelps and kind of sends a snarl in your direction, but stays focused on Corona.
And that will be her turn.
Okay. Corona.
Okay. We'll shoot our buddy here on the north. Yeah. We'll do that. Let's see. Cool. Okay, hits. Nice.
Ooh, very
10
nice.
damage.
Catches that square in the chest. It is bleeding profusely. It looks very bad.
Okay. Sure. I think I could probably take another hit unless it's a crit. So, to aid myself in that, let's try and finish it off. We'll use a bonus action to punch it.
Okay, go for it.
And hope for the best.
Oh,
okay.
it's gonna hit.
Nice. 6 more damage.
All right. Throw some flavor on it. How do you kill this wolf?
After shooting it and kind of throwing it off balance, she is just going to just basically kick it on the side of the cheek, so that it just kind of falls down. She's not worried about doing non-lethal in this case.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little brutal, but she has no problems doing it if it's her life or theirs. And that will be her turn.
Okay. One wolf goes down, yelping in pain as it catches the gunshot to the chest and then the swinging wide kick into the side of the head, and it just falls into the snow. The alpha does not seem to take kindly to that, but is going to deal with the problem in front of it. Such weird
Sound that.
No, you shouldn't. I rolled a natural 20.
Ouch.
No.
So, wow, yeah, this is real bad. Titan is my favorite punching bag, apparently. 22 points of piercing damage. Do I have to
Titan
deal out
goes
the cold?
down.
Okay.
I mean, you do have to deal out the cold, but you know, I'm down.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna overkill
Okay.
you with the cold damage. You're
Alright.
resistant to it. I mean, reducing it by half, it would be 10. Like, there's no way that kills you.
That does not overkill me, but
Yeah.
boy, does that hurt.
It sufficiently grabs Titan in his shoulder and chest, clamps down really hard until there's a crack, and Titan, your world just goes blank. It is going to drop you, step over you, and now go deal with the thing who hurt one of its companions very badly, and it's going to go up against Corona. Melody, you are prone.
I am. I don't know what the rules are from fighting from prone. Or
Depends
what
on
it's half
which.
movement to stand up
It is half your movement to get up. Yeah.
and disadvantage if I were to attack from there. Yeah, so we're going to use half the movement and stand up
Good idea.
and return to that buddy cop position.
allowed. Yeah.
The other thought is
I have one thing that's super important.
okay.
When you buddy cop, you have to choose a space you're going to move to. Is Roz stepping into yours, or are you stepping into Roz's?
I would be stepping into Roz's because that doesn't provoke anything.
It doesn't provoke either way. That's
Oh.
not true. You know, you're right. Roz would provoke an
Yeah.
attack if she stepped into yours.
Yeah. Drawing a weapon.
Uh,
Think because
Yeah,
I would be
it's
doing
a-
a point blank shot, which is not something I can do.
Drawing a weapon is a free item interaction, which you get one
Right.
every turn. Just note, if you're holding your crossbow, for instance,
Yeah.
you would have to drop it in order to draw the weapon.
Right. Because it's two-handed.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, we would probably just leave it on the ground where we fell and get up. And draw our rapier. Because it's how we can attack.
Sure.
No, I did not mean hit info. Okay. That's gonna miss for I'm guessing an 8 to hit is a miss.
That is a miss.
Yeah.
They do have a very low AC, but it is not that low.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Is that your whole turn, Melody?
I think it is. Yep.
Okay. Roz?
All right. Well, one of these wolves is injured. One is not. Let's try to get the injured one. 17 plus 6, 23
Yeah, oh
to
yeah.
hit.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, 16 damage.
Wow, yeah. That is exactly the remainder of its HP. You can throw some spice on that if you want.
Oh, absolutely. Axe into the skull. Rip that skull open like it's a wrench. Brains and blood all over the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Roz isn't scared anymore. And then she sees Titan. She's scared again.
Right. Yeah, speaking of which, Titan, death saving throw, please.
I made my roll.
Okay, thank you. This Winter Wolf is going to attack you, Corona.
Mm-hmm.
21
Yep, that'll hit.
for 10 piercing damage, and a strength saving throw, please.
Okay. Strength save.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Oh.
I don't have anything to add to that. Yep, that's it.
And down to the ground you go.
Okay.
Yeah, this Winter Wolf is going to attack you, Audie.
Mm-hmm.
It is going to roll a 14 in total.
Oh, excellent. That misses.
Great. That is its turn. Lilith, the unscarable.
She's so unscared right now.
Yeah, totally.
Still panicking though. She's
Mhm.
going to use her bonus action to dash, and then use her action to pull out a tier 2 potion and feed it to Titan.
Very good.
Which I'll just hand it to you since it's gonna factor in your con.
Sure, yeah. Fine. Mhm.
But that is her turn.
Okay.
Right.
Dare assume Titan is going to heal.
He is.
In the meantime, Corona, it is your turn.
Well, surprise, surprise, she's also gonna heal. In fact, she'll double heal.
Mm.
She will use her action to down the potion that Lilith gave her earlier.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sensing a second wind.
Yes. Oh. Okay, so we'll add the 4, and then yes, second wind, but that will essentially be her turn. So I'm just gonna end it and use second wind.
Okay. I'm gonna be nice, but I have to ask: are you gonna stand?
Oh yes, sorry. Thank you.
Okay.
That's the one thing I forgot. Thank you. I will
yeah,
stand.
yeah. Everybody gets one. Yeah. Well, the winter wolf is here, and it doesn't like you at all, Rona. Yeah, it is going to just take a chomp out of you.
Yep.
Chomp it does. 23 to hit.
Yep.
You are going to take, for me, 10 piercing damage.
Ouch.
7 cold damage.
Ouch.
And make a strength saving throw again.
Okay. Ugh.
Get back on the ground.
Down she goes.
But that is its turn. Aldi.
We're gonna try and strike out with that rapier again.
Yeah, go for it.
That's 10.
10 is unfortunately going to miss.
All right. I think that's pretty much our turn.
Oh, okay. Nice turn. See you later.
Yep.
Roz.
Okay, well, Roz is a predictable machine. We're going to attack that winter wolf. It's
Yep.
a 15 hit.
That will do it.
Damage is 15 damage.
Damn. You are so consistent.
I can't roll less than a 12.
Yeah, it's real nice, honestly.
Yeah, actually, love it.
Like, if you started rolling low, I would start being more concerned about my encounter balancing.
No, I mean, I literally can't roll less than a 12. It's my fighting style.
Oh, nice. Well then. Titan, you're back to the land of the living.
Well,
But,
Titan's gonna stand up.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna look at that big alpha wolf. Say, I wasn't done with you yet. Charge at it. Attack it.
This guy. Yeah, go for it.
At the 24 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you? Damage. 12 damage.
Real good. When you make that first attack and connect with him, striking at his flanks, now that he's below an HP threshold, he's going to use his reaction, and he's going to let out a chilling howl, which does 2 things. All the ground in a 20-foot radius around him becomes coated in a thick layer of ice, becoming difficult terrain. Likewise, any frightened creatures in the area must make a wisdom saving throw or be paralyzed. Good news is no one's already frightened. However, if you are not frightened, you now need to make a separate wisdom saving throw to determine if you become frightened, which is for everybody present.
Oh, whether or
Hero.
not we're near an ally.
Yes, this is different. This is
Heroism says no.
This is a howl that is like shattering glass.
That's a 15.
I'm just going to assume
14
Roz is
for Titan.
at a 7.
A 7 is a failure. An 8 is a failure. So both Roz and Corona, you were both frightened. Everyone else, you succeeded.
Okay.
And just real quick, suppose if only just for the interest of it, Titan, I mean, And much in the way that these are definitely creatures that you're fighting. When it does this howl, you actively watch as the air around it gets colder and the snow shifts from one form into solid ice in a very unusual kind of primordial sort of way. Just worth mentioning.
Yeah. Very interesting.
Yeah. There you go. That is all difficult terrain. Okay, Titan, it's still your turn.
Yeah. What do I want to do? Yeah, we better bonus action drink a potion.
Okay.
All right, that's it for me.
Okay. This wolf is going to slightly reposition and is going to take an attack at Corona.
Yep.
Modify 20
That will hit.
for 8 piercing damage.
She goes down.
Much in the way that wolves often do when they've gotten a piece of their prey that has gone limp, it rips you around savagely, kind of ragdolling your body as your consciousness fades. This wolf is going to disengage, and it is going to go this way. And that is its turn. Lilith.
Alrighty. Well, can't have Corona being dragged off by wolves. That wouldn't look great. So 10, 20, 30. Bonus action dash. Another 10. Yep,
Mhm.
that's fine. I'm counting by tens.
Oh yeah, you are counting my tens. Sorry. Yeah, you're good.
Add feed my last potion to Corona.
Thank you.
There you go.
Oh,
That's my.
Oh, I can't drink it technically because I'm incapacitated. It looks like.
Yeah, you have to just kind of do your rolls and then use it after.
Okay.
Give yourself 1 HP and then it'll.
But yeah, give yourself 1 HP and then do it and
then take
subtract the
away
1.
HP.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Not great, but I understand why it's also not letting you.
No. Yeah. Let's see. Normal. Okay.
Not bad.
Not bad. Average. So.
The animation went on the wolf.
Oh. There we go.
Don't worry.
Oh no, I fed it to the wolf.
Thank you.
Corona, when did you get so hairy?
That is item interaction, bonus action, action. That is Lilith's turn.
Okay. Very full turn. Corona, you are brought back to life. You are now surrounded by 3 wolves.
Awesome. Inside you, there are only supposed to be 2 though. So outside you, yeah. So I guess I actually forgot how this interaction works. Can she get up from prone in difficult terrain?
Yes. It's still just half your movement.
Okay. I wasn't sure if that affected things. Okay, so she'll do that first.
You just can't move very far after the fact.
Fair enough, yeah. Okay. I'm gonna need to reload, so that's not gonna be great. I guess could she? She did have those gnomish pistols. Did they seem easy enough to know how to use? Did they just have a trigger mechanism?
Did you spend time looking at them?
No, not any meaningful way.
Okay. Then at a glance, they are functionally like every other firearm you've seen in that they have a trigger to pull that you would assume would fire the gun, as you saw the pilots do so.
Okay.
But they are, by comparison to the firearms you've experienced so far, gnomish. Therefore, they appear more complicated.
Okay. You know what? Just just because I think she'll try and pull one out as her free item interaction.
Yep.
And she just came back from consciousness. She probably doesn't know which wolf is the most hurt, unless it's that visible.
I mean, two of them actively have like wounds that are bleeding. One of them appears to have none.
Okay. I'm going to guess that the north one is one of them, so she'll aim at that one.
I will tell you, the north one is the one that does not have any obvious wounds.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
I see the bloodstains there, and I thought
Yeah,
that was
that's the previous wolf that died.
Okay. Well, we'll aim at this one then.
Okay.
And try and pull the trigger and see if the safety's on. I don't know.
The safety's on.
It's on or
Yeah,
off?
no, it's on. It's on.
It's on.
Yeah.
Okay. If she can, she'll try and interact with it to turn it off. I'm not sure.
Make make a Tinker's Tools check if you have proficiency in it,
I do not.
or
so
just
I'll
a straight
roll it.
intelligence check.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Sorry for the long turn.
Happens.
Oh, I do have adaptability dice for this, which I
Oh, pretty good.
won't use.
You're staying with the 17?
Actually, no. You know what? I'm probably gonna die. So let's.
That's the spirit.
That's the spirit. Yeah.
18. Yeah, 18 is sufficient enough for you to quickly turn it on its side, turn it on its other side, get a better grasp of the
Okay.
weapon, and yes, you find the wired lever that you have to switch in a different direction before the pistol essentially activates. Because you will then hear a small whine, and you will see a bit of a magical glow through the center of the barrel.
Oh.
Oh,
No.
man.
Well, it is what it is.
Good news is gnomish firearms don't backfire.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I completely did not even take that into account. Okay. Let me check something real quick. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Melee marksman. When you make a ranged attack, okay, so I
Yeah,
don't
you
have
can
to
still
hit.
punch it.
I checked this
Yeah.
last time. Yeah, I'll try. I'll try just to call the numbers a little bit.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
that'll hit.
Hit. Cool. Okay.
6 damage.
And you know what? We'll try. I'm sure they're dexterous, but we'll try and sweep the feet a little bit.
Sure.
Use sweeping strike.
Who's gonna fail?
Oh, nice. So he actually takes the extra 5 and I believe goes prone. Yeah. Yep. Falls prone.
Very nice.
Okay. And yeah, in an act of desperation, perhaps she shoots the gun, it misses, and she can't steady her hand, but she'll go for the tried and true punch and kick combo.
Mm-hmm.
That's her turn.
Okay. The winter wolf is going to kind of take a gander at the situation, and then you're going to all watch and hear as it takes an enormous inhale of frigid air. And again, Titan, for someone whose interest lies within primordial and ice energy in particular, you will see as the edges of its fur gather frost, and the central part of its body will suddenly take on a white glow, and it is going to release its winter's breath onto Corona and Lilith. I need you both to make dexterity saves, please.
Gonna spend a point of inspiration.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah.
Oh, God. Corona, come on.
Damn, Zhao.
Hey, I can't do anything about this.
Your luck tonight.
Yeah.
No, it's just been so rough on you tonight.
Going to spend a second point of inspiration.
Uh-oh.
Not you too, Lilith.
Okay, the third roll is actually decent. 19 for Lilith.
Okay, you'll succeed. This is an owie. 23 points of cold damage.
Okay. I
Uh,
live.
Half on a success, I assume?
half on a success, yeah. So you're going to take 11 then.
Make a con save. Which I will fail, so heroism is gone.
Okay. Melody.
Melody is seeing everybody slowly getting dropped. I mean, I guess not quite dropped, but it's been pretty rough.
Been up and down.
No, but they're not looking great either, I'm guessing.
Well, Corona's back on the ground.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, it might be the worst thing, but let's see. No, that's not what I was supposed to do. I was gonna move forward to here. Actually, you know what? Probably to here to put some distance from the other one. It's 20 feet, right?
Yes, but the purple tiles are difficult terrain, so twice
right,
the amount of
difficult
movement.
terrain.
I think you have just enough to get there, though.
Okay.
Right? Am
20.
I counting incorrectly?
It looks like 30 to me.
5, 15, 25.
Would I be 1 foot out?
You'd be
One-
you'd be
you're
here.
one
Yeah.
tile off.
If you went in like this, that would be 30, I think, right? But you could also do that, yeah.
5, 10,
20, 30, yeah.
20, 30. Yeah,
you could
yeah,
do it
okay.
for
So
that
yeah,
diagonal,
so yeah,
You can make it there?
yeah, for the sake of nitpicking that particular movement, yes, you can get there. That is the
Sure.
correct choice.
And she's going to swing with her rapier, or at least try to, because it's gone so well so far.
Perhaps because you should be stabbing with it, but yeah,
Well, yeah, but she's still figuring this out.
Mm-hmm.
How's a 14?
14 will hit.
Excellent.
You guys have almost figured out their AC.
And that's a 7 plus 2, that's 9?
Oh, nice.
Yeah. She's mad.
Yeah. The alpha wolf is looking pretty battered. Well, is that your turn, Audie?
Yes, because I don't think it's an action to give a potion to someone else.
Correct.
Which I do not have.
Okay. Roz.
How long does the fear last?
You were frightened by its chilling howl. Its turn just passed from when it used its reaction. No. Yes? Yeah. Titan triggered it on his turn, and then it came around to its turn. So it is over.
Okay. Then I can get in melee. 17 plus 6, 23.
Yep. Very good.
And 11 plus 6, 17 slashing damage.
Oh yeah, big hit. It is still standing. It is very rough. Titan.
Titan. What's he gonna do? He is going to move here. He is going to do a medicine check on Corona.
Okay.
You need to set a DC, CJ, for getting her up.
It's just 10.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, then easily done with a 19. Corona, you're up with 1 hit point.
1
That's it.
HP, nice.
Unless I have different rules, I'm forgetting.
I don't know. It's I've never had to use medicine checks to stabilize somebody before.
Well,
It's a first for me.
I will at the very least double back. Do you have a feature that when you stabilize a creature gives them 1 HP?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Then yeah.
Part of being a fleshsmith.
Yeah. I hate that, but go on. Yeah. Stabilizing somebody with a medicine check, you just have to beat a DC of 10 to stabilize them at 0.
We can discuss DCs and whatnot at a later date. But
I'm not gonna
just because I did bring this up before the campaign, and you were like, with how things work, it's okay for now, but we'll discuss it.
Yeah, I would still not overthink it right now. We're fine.
Yeah, it's still your action.
Yeah.
It's still. But I think that's an action to do. So that's it for Titan.
You can buddy cop Lilith if you want.
That's true. Yeah, let's buddy cop Lilith.
You could move into my square because I don't want to get bit.
That's it for Titan.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this wolf is just gonna take advantage of the prone bleeding opponent and take another bite out of Corona. And miss against all odds.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
2 and a 5. Yeah, manages to clamp down onto a piece of your armor. This wolf is going to stand. But it is going to do much the same. A 5 and a 4. It is gonna miss again.
Wow. Okay.
They're basically fighting over they're fighting over just a piece of your armor at this point.
Nice.
Lilith.
Lilith is going to free action drop her bow as she draws her rapier. And as a bonus action, she is going to cast, using Callista's help, Blade Mirage.
It's happening.
So she kind of draws her rapier, and as she does, it kind of like after image just kind of becomes all wavy and hard to concentrate on. So she's going to attack the alpha wolf with advantage.
Go for it.
And 19 to hit.
That'll hit.
Just because we want to do as much damage as possible, we'll go ahead and throw our last exploit die in there as well for an arresting strike.
Which it will fail.
For 17 points of damage total. And it has 0 movement speed for the turn.
Well, the good news is that was exactly its remaining HP.
Yay.
Nice.
Would you like to give us a bit of flavor on how you finish off the Winter Wolf Alpha?
Sure. She draws her rapier, sees that it might be going in to try and do what it's the younger ones are doing and grab Corona. So she kind of steps in the way and just with a quick piercing lunge shoves it straight into the thing's mouth.
And Melody and Roz both, you get to watch as the tip of Lilith's rapier comes out the back of its skull.
Pulls it back with a flourish. That is her turn.
Very nice. I'm going to quickly make 2 wisdom checks for these guys to see how they handle the alpha now being dead. As one imagined, not well. Corona, against all odds, it's your turn and you're alive.
Somehow, yeah. Well, they're still here, so for the moment, I think she is going to get up. And then disengage. I'm not sure if are Melody and Roz buddy copter or no.
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 It is difficult, or is it difficult terrain still?
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just a sheet of ice.
Oh right. So I only have like 5 feet of movement.
Yeah.
Right. I was calculating that all wrong. Sure. Yeah. She. That's not much of a disengage. I shall attack. At this point, the big threat is over. She can't do too much though. Okay. I think she is going to just opt to punch them because both her guns, I think, don't have ammo in them. I don't know how the gnomish one works, but she probably doesn't know how to reload that.
You pull out a second gnomish.
I could, but I only have 2 hands.
All right, Reaper, calm down.
Yeah.
Never
Alright, well,
reload, always pull out more pistols.
keep things moving. There we go.
Yeah, that'll do it.
5.
It is barely hanging on.
Oh man. Okay. Well, in that case, then she'll use her bonus action to reload her shotgun. In case she somehow lives. That'll be your turn.
Okay. Melody.
Yeah. Just count this difficult terrain. Because it doesn't look like they're fleeing just yet. Actually. Corona's looking awful.
Yes.
Right? Out of
Oh, yeah.
everyone. Just want to make sure I didn't miss anyone else almost going down. So Audie is going to step up and, if she'll let her, feed her the potion. It's a level 1.
Yes, absolutely. She doesn't want to die.
Vial and all.
Can I? Yeah.
Imagine
I
an
can't
RP. Sorry,
use
go ahead.
it on someone, can I?
No, not the way the item
Like
is
I
made.
can't target it.
No,
like-
that's why like
Just,
Quinn
yeah.
has been trading it to people.
If you
Oh.
drag it off your sheet onto their token, it'll give it to them.
Give.
Accept. Thank you. And you're feeding it, you said?
Yeah, I'll use the action to do that.
Okay. Then I will immediately roll. Thank you.
Nailed it.
Your dice tonight.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's okay. It worked out.
it worked out, yeah.
Any
Yes, that was my.
yeah.
I was gonna say that was my turn because I don't have bonus actions outside of that.
Okay.
So-
Or Roswell.
You ready for Ross to do the same thing she always does?
Kill things.
15 to hit.
Yep.
12 slashing damage.
Yep.
Beautiful. Right
Yeah.
through the skull.
Yep.
Into the spine. Dead.
Yeah, it's dangling just by like a little piece. Its head from its neck, just kind of barely attached. Great. Titan.
Titan's gonna attack this wolf,
Go for it.
which I think looks pretty healthy, yeah?
It is quite healthy. Yeah, this is the only unharmed combatant in the combat. Yeah.
And Titan is gonna miss
Okay.
with an 8.
Yeah, in its frightened state, it seems quite ready to avoid that attack.
Alright, that's it for Titan.
Okay. On its turn, it is going to disengage and flee. It's going to turn and run 50 feet that away. If for those of you who have the ranged options, you're more than welcome to take pot shots at it as it runs. But it is definitively leaving the combat.
I don't think Lil's going to take a shot at it. She's more concerned about making sure everyone's okay.
Is anybody going to attempt to pursue the wolf or harm it in any way?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay, then we can assume that we can end the combat there. And on that note, congratulations. You survived that random deadly encounter. Who could have seen that
Perfect.
coming?
No
I hesitate-
problem.
I hesitate to ask if that was both the unfortunate rolls.
No!
Of course not.
The 19, well, you'll just have to find out next week.
Oh, good. That was the 20. That's good news.
Yeah, that was the 20.
I'd be very concerned if that was the lesser of good.
Yeah.
19, yeah. The 20 is the same amount, but Yetis. Yeah.
We run.
Yeah. Well, you survived that ambush. Congratulations. We can leave. We can leave off there. But I will leave you all on this ambush map so the way we can remember that there are some wolf bodies here in case someone wants to do some harvesting.
Yeah,
And
who could possibly want that?
I know, right? It's crazy. Who would want to butcher a bunch of animals and take body parts from them? That's weird.
I think we definitely
Indeed.
want food for tonight.
Ice
so.
elemental animals? Titan has no interest in that.
No, not in the slightest. I totally didn't dangle that out there. Yeah, so
As I was saying, in case I forget next week,
Mhm.
Audie would absolutely go back and pick up her crossbow and weapons. And stuff.
yeah. I assume those basic things people will grab. And likewise, we will deal with the mending of some of your wounds and such next week as well. Because of course, Whitecross will now come to tend to your wounds to the best of their abilities. But yeah, without any further ado, because we are a little bit past time, that's it for this evening. So, good job. You survived not only one fight, but a surprise second fight. Hopefully next week, maybe a surprise third fight? Question mark? Who knows? So, yeah, it was discussed before the stream started. But you know, for those listening that aren't already in this group, we're going to be starting an hour earlier next week and going forward to accommodate some schedule changes for both me and Kay. So 5 p.m. PST. I will try to remember to update the graphics to reflect as such. So, hope everyone had fun. You've got yet more materials to loot for crafting. I'm sure these wolves will be rife with interesting things. If nothing else, of meat and hide. Who knows what Titan might dig out of the big one? We'll find out. But until such a time when we have more time, and it is again 7 days have passed next week. We'll see you all later. And in the meantime, for the betterment of yourselves and everyone who's around you, to the best of your abilities, make good choices. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for hanging out, chat.
Bye.
You guys are
Bye.
the best. Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay. Any luck?
I haven't found anyone.
That's perfectly.
That's been the last 3 rounds of combat. I'm
Yeah.
like, ah.
That's okay. It's perfectly fine. For once, the only people in the only users in the chat are literally just us this time. So I feel no shame in just going neat. Bye.